Hmm. Hope that works. Hermes gets sad when he thinks about death. When others are sad, I'm sad too. That's how I am. How he made me. Don't worry. I'm fine now. So, why did you come here? I'm beginning to see the relationship with, emotions here. Why coming here is helpful. You want to learn about Elpis and Hermes. Ooh, teach you. I can teach you. We could take turns. I tell you something, then you tell me something. I could teach you too. The Skyrim Shuffle. I like fun. One sec. Gotcha. Sorry about that. It will be. It will be. Where to start? Yes. Let's talk to Memnon. He should be near the Aetheryte. I'm not good at explaining, but Memnon is. We'll have him explain instead. Oh, one of these. Ooh, and an optional dialogue spot, too. What's that weather? Umbral wind. Talk to you first. Let's go and talk to Memnon. He should be near the Aetheryte. Okay, fine. Don't say anything interesting. Ah, the Aetheryte. Anyone can use a teleport anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere, not to the ground or other isles. For that you need teleporters. Oh, and permission. Let me share the link with another friend. Hold on. There. And what have we here? Though you look like a person, your ether is quite thin. I assume you are familiar like Meteon is. Is there something you need? This is Laurel. Can you teach her about Elpis? Ah, a newly arrived familiar, is she? Very well, I should be glad to introduce our fair facility to her. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make the star a better place. No. As part of this duty, we employ creation magics to bring forth new life. However, we cannot simply release our works into the world, for it would lead to chaos. No, for any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist. Testing which is conducted here on Elpis. Every candidate is subjected to rigorous study, in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats might be suitable, and speculate as to the effects they might have on the environment and other species. Should it be judged a beneficial addition to the star, it will be allowed to take its place in the world. The two of you, too, were created with the hope of making the star a better place. So heed your masters and be good, do you hear? We will, Memnon, we will. Thanks for the lesson. You had a turn. Now I get a turn. Where did you come from? As truthful as I can. There's such a place? I had no idea. But this is important to you. I can feel it. Oh, my power. I haven't told you about it. A creation. Let's find a creation. One not being watched. Then I'll explain my power. Okay. Anything different now? No. Just flirting with me again. Why the fuck are you here? I know you, you little freak. Why are you here? Do this first. Watching you. Spriggans? What are spriggans? Those. Oh no, we call them Orei. If there's many. If it's just one with Oreas. They're cute, but they can be naughty. Sometimes they run off with concept crystals and Hermes has to run after them. Well, that sounds like those little shits. Now you. Oh, this creation is perfect. But I don't remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new. Anyway, I'll be reading its mind. That's my power. Okay. For your light, I'm an empath. I can't read it. Or maybe there's nothing to read. Wait. Please wait. I'll try again. With you this time. You just wanted to show me this weird bird, game. You just wanted to show me this weird bird. Greetings. Can you hear me? This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me and project my emotions to others in return. These aren't emotions, these are words. There's a difference. There's a difference. I am not actually speaking to you in your mind. Rather, you are converting my emotions and that's not how that works. A process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings, even should they communicate via unknown languages or other nonverbal means. As a consequence, I am clumsy at speaking. Yet, though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible. Third, everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbor an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in, leaving me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. / nod. Did you hear me? Mm-hmm. Good. Now it's my turn again. So what are you good at? Fun choices. None of these are gonna matter at all, but... suppose this is what I'm in the game to do for the most part, but there's none here that say dressing up in funny outfits, so... Ooh, fighting! That must mean you're strong. Hermes is strong too, but he doesn't like to fight, even when creations fight him. I think we might be bothering it. Oh, those things are unnerving. I hate these things. Let's keep going. We'll go and see Nymph next. She's usually in a small building on the west row. I wish you guys would say the names that you're telling to me. I'm fine with normal shoe bills, it's just... This one's been following me around the entire game, and I feel creeped out. I say, well, not the entire game. The entire game since, Shadowbringers. I see, you can tell what doors are real doors by the fact that they light up. I see. Units. Well, if it isn't mate, or median. They already said it, and I forgot it. Greetings, Unanth. An apple. Could you make me an apple? The kind Hermes likes, covered in syrup. I want to share it with Laurel. Oh, a candied apple. Hermes is certainly partial to them, but I know you can't eat median. You weren't made to do so. But I like it, too. It may seem that way, but it's due to your ability to share others' feelings. You've taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now. I'll bring one for Hermes soon, I promise. I'm sorry, Laura, I wanted to show you my favorite thing. Then I could ask you about yours, but I failed. No, you didn't. Oh, that's what you like? Yes, I can feel it. Your joy and happiness. You didn't... Okay. Makes me happy, too. Thanks for sharing it with me, Laurel. Well, we walked and talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking, too. Shall we go and see? Alright. Man, this place is pretty. Sorry, the bush. Not looking where I'm going. Meeting over? Ah, excellent timing. 'Twas a refreshing constitutional, I hope. What, back already? Pity. A bit longer we might have snuck away without you. There you are. I can see the fresh air has done Median good. Laura wanted to learn about you and Elpis, so I taught her. About this place, about my power, about your favorite food. I'm not sure that last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate you keeping Median company. While you were away, I finished speaking with our guests. Finished? Hardly. Your request time to consider the invitation, so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apologies. It has been decided that Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus will accompany me as I tend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too? I'm compelled to remind you that she is in no way associated with the convocation. We simply chanced to meet at propylation. There is no guarantee that the matters we discuss will remain private. I do not mind. To see the joy her presence brings me to you, and I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. Laurel is kind, really, truly. She taught me as much as I taught her. You're coming, of course, to watch Hermes? You're bound to learn lots and lots. Anything new to say? It is held that all civil organizations should conduct their affairs with total transparency, and the convocation is no exception. But that doesn't mean we are obligated to show our work to unknown entities such as you. Consider yourself privileged and behave accordingly. Though I see new creations on a daily basis, here they look at them with a different eye. It will be interesting to observe Hermes at work. Wait, no, I want to talk with the girl first. This time we all get to go for a walk. Isn't it exciting? If everyone is ready, there are a few creations to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward ambystoma. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be unruly creatures about. Ba 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 ba. I suppose I can jog. It's a little far. What the fuck? Buddy? You seeing this shit? Yeah, look at him. Oh. I see you. Ah, yes. Come on. Yanthine petaluda, one of our newest species of the ever-popular butterfly. You're still bothered about your robe? Don't be. The few specimens we repurposed won't be missed. I wasn't. Also, I thought you were Emmett. So beautiful, petaluda. I hope they make it into the world. Well, they did. All vim and vigor now. Humph. When we were discussing this nomination, he was melancholy incarnate. Here is a new species of petaluda we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it into the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul. Yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose form adheres to the laws of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magical or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. Indeed. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I have received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. So many unicorns out there. If I knew anything about how to pronounce Greek things, I would be a little better at these pronunciations, but... Man, these... whole everything here is very pretty. Don't have mouths, right? No? Okay. Okay. Interesting. You're interesting too. Tell me, how did you find the ambystoma? Heck. I didn't mean to scroll that. Good. Okay. We're meant to be observing Hermes, but instead we're stuck with Meteon. Well, I suppose she herself serves as proof of his prowess as a researcher and creator both. A fascinating creation, much like yourself, little one. Renowned as Hermes is for his flying life forms, 'tis a rare privilege to be able to see one of his works in progress. Ah, yes, lightning pneuma, just as the report said. Though we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it is in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, the element is lightning, which draws the pneuma here to replenish their ether. It appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the pneuma? You could just call her. By using this lightning converger, you can harness an ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Never fed a lightning sprite before. No. Oh. Oh, you want me to hit the destinations. I see. I've seen those before. I remember you, Ramu Extreme. Let me also swap back to HUD Loadout 1 for a second just to read the descriptions. Using this concept crystal, anyone can harness lightning regardless of spellcasting skill. Okay. Eat up, buds. Perfectly done, Laurel. Look. See how they gather to feed, how they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the pneuma, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petaluda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Meteon a living being? A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of Architects to pass the judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hythlodaeus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already. I'm sorry. I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. Well, back to jogging, I suppose. It's gonna be over there, isn't it? Yeah, probably. Where's the stairwell again? Oh, I know Gobius. It's adorable, but beware its sneeze. Hermes with flying once. Ew. Was there a guiding theme or any method to the madness that is the random assortment of creatures? Ah, this fellow has been the talk of the Bureau. The combination of carefree aspect and endless rows of fangs is strangely charming. I disagree.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
Aha.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekes. Like me.
Oh, what now?
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Yes, I already had this realization.
Akasha, Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it.
Oh, hey.
And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Antelekis.
Huh.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
There's a lot you don't know, Emmett Selk.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter, on account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create meteor?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. It is not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river...
I see. I see where the calamity came from.
Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an Enteleki. Like me. So, are we the same? Entelekis.
I don't want to pick fights.
That sounds more akin to the desperate flailings of a wild beast when facing imminent death.
Yes.
A deficit of ether alone does not an Enteleki make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Never before have I heard of dynamis or entelechies. I can only assume the elpis flower was submitted to the Bureau before I joined. I want one of you in my hair. Meh. All appears to be well. This shouldn't take long. Enteleki or no, we're friends. In thinness. Well, yeah, they don't let you make fat people in this game. I kinda would want to have a little more meat on my bones. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it even if we knew. But it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial, he would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. What do you specialize in? Oh, you wish to know why Emmet Selk was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. Why not let him do it? Ahem. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we're here to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. And a misspent adulthood. My apologies for the wait. I have inspected the Empelos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it is released into the world. You have to? You don't have to. Man. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. Charybdis. That is what we shall tend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we should return to the main aisle and head north. Statue. Pillar? Oh, it's still on the same island. Okay. I see. I assumed it was going to be another branch like that one. I don't like taking drops if I don't gotta, but fine. I've seen these things before. Why is this one blue and shiny? Oh, forgive me. I thought another member of the convocation had come. This is turning out to be an eventful day. There's a slight difference in etheric balance between the Charybdises. By this, it may be assumed that they aren't the original creations, but their offspring. A serpentine bird or a winged snake? I understand there was a problem with one of the Charybdis. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water. Its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can't get it to rise even the slightest bit. It's hovering, though. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert these creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply develop a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate the wind until it finds its wings. What? You didn't go to such lengths. You don't know? But of course not. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates the vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Primal summoning. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme. As uncouth and unseemly as running around robeless. Shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that when transformed, I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them in all our power, or to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. Emet-Selch, may I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows? Somewhere out of sight? Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? Not mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes has committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. Hythlodaeus is a man of ideas. I wonder what he has thought up this time. Such bother when we could simply begin anew. But I shall defer to the chief overseer. We must help Charybdis to fly, or else they will all die. Did you mean to rhyme that? Emet-Selch is out of sight? Good. Then let us speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really, if we have Emet-Selch train the Charybdis. Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see ether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you described, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. Laurel, I want you to go find Emmett Selk. Tell him that I have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, you got that right, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. Okay. Weird. I was gonna say I haven't seen that model before, but no, I have. The Gagnas. The, like, ostrich-looking things and Stormblood. How far did you go, man? You certainly went a ways. Well, are your preparations for the scheme that is clearly not a scheme complete? I know. Oh, no, you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Ugh, I don't know what that Heifelde is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. This consistency improved to wear down the itself. No more making me type.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emissar. Please teach it to fly.
Have a nice one.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
I want that hairstyle.
Please, Emmett Selk. Please.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
Oh.
I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we? You were wondering why Emmett Selk joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. but I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even, quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emmett Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve herself in the business of others. Where she walks, excitement is certain to follow. Her antics irritate Emmett Selk to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine. And together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you.
I haven't said a word.
It is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
You just like talking to brick walls, man.
Well done, my pet. Well done.
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Emmett Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
Does it really? If I didn't know any better, I'd say Emmett Selk is enjoying himself. Not that he'd ever deign to admit it. What is that coat? Interesting. Maybe it's from that raid I didn't do. Look, Laurel, look how the Charybdis flies. It's flying. It's really flying as if it were born to do so. Thank goodness. What do you want me to do here? Yeah, I thought as much. I could have guessed. No words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. Why isn't this one voiced? And Laurel and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you would need to repeat your lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. I thought there were more words than there were. Indeed, with this we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If that is what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place? Mean? These creatures are already here. We will spare no effort to giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief, as you wish. Rather ableist. Hermes. I'm fine, don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let us return to Anagnosis for now. Mm-hmm. Thought there might be an entrance here. All the creations are happy. That makes me happy too. Now you've seen what I do. Was it everything you were expecting? I thoroughly enjoyed myself, at the end most of all. What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. Uh-huh. I'm tired, leave me be. Okay. Tell me, Laurel, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? I'm smart. I'm not dumb. Dynamis, you say? Curious that such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you. Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here. Is something the matter? The Lycon? Lycown? Great, it's done it again. No sooner did we release one for observation, than it set upon a nearby occupites, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry or somehow provoked? I had just fed them myself, and the occupites were keeping a wide berth. It is the nature of the Lycon that is to blame. Their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, that was an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I have no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doros will revert them all at once when the paperwork is in order. Where is the scene of the incident? Just off the path to the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see it on the left. I don't know if Doros is still there, however. Hermes, wait! If this is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow. Ba 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 ba. I see that. I just barely saw that. Hello there. I'm glad I'm unlocking the quests that I can do around here finally. You. Welcome, friend, to Anagnorsis. I am Sokols, and I manage the region under the authority of Chief Hermes, the head overseer of Elpis. You are... oh, how unusual. A soul-bearing familiar. A familiar must have a mission, and yet you offer no message and carry no cargo. Are you perhaps here for the purposes of observation? Yes, that must be it. In which case, you need only mention my name to Charmian, and she will gladly give you a tour of our domain. Soak it all in. Ba 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 ba. Hans. Yes? What can I do for you? Laurel, is it? And Overseer Sokols wishes me to act as your guide? Oh. Oh, no, I don't mean it like that. I would be more than happy to show you around. I'm simply wondering why the Overseer chose to send you to me, of all people. I haven't been here long myself, truth be told. Until quite recently, I was wholly engaged in a prolonged research project at the Academia Anider. I think it was said earlier as like Ander? Something? Ander? Surely there are other more experienced individuals who could provide a more comprehensive... This grumbling is hardly constructive now, is it? The task was given to me, and I will attempt to cover the most salient features of our facilities to the best of my abilities. After all, it is not every day that one is asked to indulge the curiosity of a rare and fascinating visitor. We can commence the tour this very moment, if you like? Yeah. Then let us begin. You know, rather than have me lecture you as we walk along, I think observing firsthand what we do in Anagnorsis would prove more beneficial. I would point you in the right direction, and you can question my colleagues to your heart's content. Once we've completed the circuit, we can return and speak to Overseer Sokols. Ooh. You don't get to see many of these as, non-story quests. Well, I suppose I just got to the DLC where they start doing them anyway. Wet beast. Charmian. Oh, and who is your friend? Hi. Asim's familiar. Why, you appear so astute and deliberate in your thinking. I should very much like to make an extended study of your composition and consciousness. No! Oh, do forgive my forwardness. It is my duty to chart the behavior of familiars, and I find it ever so diverting. You did say diverting, right? You did do that? Yeah, diverting. Arcane servants are rarely permitted to roam the world at will, you see, but our research here is given special dispensation, once the subjects are properly registered as concepts, of course. There are few times when familiars are tasked with tending cattle, or must otherwise coexist with other living beings. Such projects are brought to me, and I am responsible for observing and evaluating their potential compatibilities. Oh, but of course, if Azim might grant us permission, then you could abide here for a few years while I analyze. On that note, we must really be moving. Step lively, Laurel. Was that main storeroom? Yeah. Okay. I haven't talked to you yet. Not sure who to speak with? Don't be shy. Any one of my colleagues will happily answer your questions. No, it's only these specific 3. The others won't talk about it. Who do we have here? A familiar of some kind, judging by your ethereal structure? Yes, I am accompanying Laurel here on a grand tour of Anagnorsis at the behest of the Overseer. A tour? Feel free to wander as you please, of course, but I advise keeping your distance from the larger creatures. The fauna I have under observation occupy the top tier of the food chain and do not take kindly to intruders in their territory, especially the specimens found on other islands. They can be exceedingly hostile. Thanks, Eris. Have a nice one. While I am sure you are quite capable of defending yourself, no one appreciates a surprise tusk through the abdomen, huh? Thank you for the warning. We will proceed with due caution. I suppose all of my commentary now is just going to be for VOD watchers. All 2 of you. Ratkin. Hello, Charmian. Was there something? The Overseer asked that I give this familiar a tour of the grounds, and I thought the best way to do that was to show what we do here firsthand. I see. Well, as my work was rather difficult to demonstrate, I hope a brief explanation will suffice. Our creations are many and varied, but I mainly preside over the plant life. When it comes to watching certain grasses grow, one must be prepared to observe over the course of several years, and in the case of trees, sometimes decades. Tedious, perhaps, yet necessary. Plants are capable of altering an entire habitat, and their presence as food source has enormous influence on the local wildlife. Was that the sort of thing you wished to know? Yes, that was perfect, thank you. We've covered the main areas of interest. All that's left now is to speak with the Overseer Sokols. And yes, I will tell you my thoughts if you don't want to watch the VOD. And any thoughts I don't put on the VOD. Ah, I see you've completed your tour. Almost. We spoke with those in charge of the various facets of Anagnorsis, but I thought it would be fitting to end this visit where it began, with you, Overseer Sokols. Maybe it's Socles. I see, and is that your impression of work we do here? Or what is your impression of the work we do here? Attracts some interesting people, or it requires a level of passion and patience? Help you further our worldly education. Glad to see you enjoyed the experience. At least, I hope you did. You are truly a masterpiece of creation. Only a soul-bearing familiar could demonstrate such robust and cognitive and conjugative faculties. Were you perhaps designed to inspire others? I feel something special has been woven into your aura. You have an intriguing presence, to say the least. Please stay a while and share more of your thoughts with us. Yes, I second this invitation. In all the long years I have resided here, I have never encountered such a unique entity. One of Azim's, no less. I may actually do that. Though I think I will actually end the stream here and continue to do this on my own.